This is TWiT.
The main event. Does it get any better than this, really?
This is what we podcast for right here.
The nothing parade continues,
yes.
Right? We all know, we talked about it last week. The birds, the Hitchcockian birds delivered the news that July 12th would be Nothing's event, and we started seeing little bits and pieces of the phone. Now, I will say, when I woke up today, I did not have Nothing revealing the entire back of the phone on my bingo card. So bravo, Nothing. I didn't see this coming. But here we are. Nothing is now something. So the day after last week's show, they revealed the full rear-facing design of the device, and they showed select media and influencers the design at an event in Switzerland. Then today, former friend of the show, I guess he's still a friend of the show, it was many years ago, Marquise Brownlee of MKBHD got an exclusive look at the design of the back of the Nothing phone, and he showed some of the unique features of the transparent back, which I also did not have crazy LED lights all over the back of the phone on my bingo card either.
Yeah.
It looks like, so basically in looking at the phone, it's transparent in the back, and you see, a bunch of lines that are lined with a series of LEDs. And when they're off, it just looks kind of like part of the design, but turns out those LEDs have not only form, but function. The light is used to indicate notifications. It glows while reverse wireless charging is happening. The bottom light is an indicator of how much battery has charged. And this is actually rather clever. It does serve as a fill light for the rear-facing cameras, so kind of like a pre-installed ring light.
Wow.
It also has a red light that blinks while it's recording video, and all the lights are synchronized, and they go blinky to special ringtones. And when it's lit up, it looks like this kind of like white on white LED kind of glow.
Yeah.
And this has sent ripples through the tech industry.
Dun, dun,
I will give my friend credit. If we can look at the glyph interface while we're watching the video, I know Burke's rolling the video for our video viewers, but for our audio viewers, the glyph interface looks kind of like a G with a little kind of thing going into it. But if you look at it real quickly, it looks like a glowing Apple logo.
Does it? Oh.
Yeah, it does. It really does. When it's lit up,
it kind of does. Okay.
It oddly looks like a weird Apple logo, which is strange.
I mean, there's some definite iPhone design vibes here for sure.
So now my initial impression of this is that bravo, Nothing, giving a little innovation. Like how can you use LED and lights on the back of a phone? The blinking red light indicator for video, the fill light for taking pictures from with the camera. That's pretty cool. The notification stuff, that's all pretty cool. But after mulling on it for a little bit, I realized that these are the type of features that I'm going to go, oh wow, cool, and then turn off after 3 days of using them.
Mm-hmm.
Personally,
I'm surprised to hear you say that, Ron.
The thing is, I think the LED battery indicator is pretty cool, but it just seems this is just a lot of flash.
It's very flashy. Literally
light warning for the video stream. Yeah,
so,
a little.
So
bit.
So let's go. So Huyen, when you saw this, what was your first impression? What did you think?
I thought it was neat. I think I do like, so as like someone who studied hardware, I do always like seeing hardware surfaced. Like I think that's really cool. I mean, I even love that you can see like little serial numbers and that little like cross trash can logo on some of the components. I do like that, and I do think that is interesting. I'm also just underwhelmed. I don't, I feel like the whole ripping it down to essentials. This is not an essential thing. Like I don't need flashy GUI lights on the back. It's cute. It's really cute. And I love the idea of like the glyph interface. And I really do like it. I'm like you, Ron, I'm going to turn it off after 3 days because this is just like when, some of them, like, I thought I missed, back when, I had like a blue light for notifications and a green light for something else. And I thought I missed that, but I really don't. Like, I don't really use my phone like that anymore.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I think it's cool. It's cool. It's just about it. It's cool. It's cute.
It's different. It's very different.
Well, so Jason, what did you think when you saw it?
I mean, obviously it's very different. When I first, when I watched the video, I watched Marquez's video earlier. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out exactly how I felt about it. Like it's flashy, and I would agree. I don't know that I necessarily need my phone to be so bright and flashy for the world. At the same time, I do totally appreciate what they're doing, because they basically said, because I haven't really seen a phone do this. It's not that other phones don't exist that have lights on the back, but they're really leaning into this idea that like these lights actually serve a purpose other than looking cool or right. Cool. I'll put that in air quotes because I think that's totally subjective. A lot of people are going to look at this and be like, wow, that's ugly. But but I mean, yeah, they're using those lights in some of the ways that they're using it. It's actually really useful. Like, I like that when you plug in the power, that little light right above, which you can see in the top right image, you see that little straight line that's
the
centered.
Indicator. The indicator. That's
right.
cool.
Yeah, and that cool. That lights up to the degree to which the battery is charged at that point. So if it's halfway, that line's going to be less. If it's fully charged, it's going to be full. That's pretty nice. I set my phone screen down a lot, and when it's charging as well. So I guess that's nice. The idea that when a ringtone goes off, everything like flashes, like I don't know that I would use that, although I appreciate that they're doing that. I don't know if this is the whole crux of the nothing thing. It's okay. I give you points for doing something new, but I don't know that that's enough to really kind of win. Well, this is large amounts of praise.
I was gonna say, this is all Flash. It's literally Flash.
Yeah,
it's like and all that sort of stuff. And it's actually funny. We will give a little bit of a tease. Our dear Florence Ion is going to be joining us next week to share her thoughts. But she did an article today on Gizmodo about it. That I feel like, to give you a little sense of where Flo's coming from this. The headline was "Nothing lives up to its name, hypes up nothing." And the subhead was, "The Nothing smartphone's backlit exterior is neat, but that still doesn't tell us how it will perform." And that's the real crux of this, is that like they're doing the approach of the, and this kind of ties back to like phone marketing, and we talk about it with Google and all this sort of stuff with the Pixels. Like, now that we know what the next the Pixel 7 looks like already, is that like I thought on July 12th they're going to unveil it, we're going to see everything and like the big surprise. But what they're doing now is they're seeding out bits of it. And so today's beat is about the back of the phone and the lights and how that's different and all that sort of stuff. And it's wacky, but like it almost at the same time gets us talking about the phone and gets us really interested in it. It also does the phone a disservice because it says nothing about what's inside the phone or what's on the other side of the screen. Right. Which leaves us in anticipation. But Jesus, it's June 21st. We've got 3 weeks till the whole phone gets thrown. You know what I mean? So like I get what they're doing here, and I get, they're dealing with this. They dealt with this design event in Sweden, and they gave it to Marquez, and they did all this sort of stuff. But like, give me a little more than just like what the lights can do, And so I get where Flo's coming from. She'll talk more about it next week. So a little teaser there. Go check out our article on Gizmodo, though. It's a pretty great article.
I mean, maybe it can do more than just lights. We don't.
I'm
know
sure it can. I'm sure it can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, design-wise, I think we're kind of seeing the visual aspect of what it can do. We've seen that. What were you
At least the hardware side.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, to your point, Ron, like I just like that when the launcher came out, it was cool, and there were very interesting aspects of it, and there were like small things that I think were good improvements on, like, say, generically, whatever the generic common issues with smartphone launchers and software is. Yep. But it was like cool. But it didn't really, like, as, just like you said just now with the, this reveal of the back and like the lights and everything, it's like, that's great. That's awesome. It looks really cool, but it says nothing to how the actual software might work, how it might perform, how is this going to like disrupt like the Android market and drive people to it and keep them there, like and keep them wanting to buy Nothing products. I don't get it. And I didn't get it with a Nothing launcher. And like if you like this, I'm very excited for you. Like, it's really cool. And like, yeah, there's some really great things about it. And like, I definitely feel like people should be able to express their style and have options like this. Other than that, I'm underwhelmed. I mean, it's cool, but I'm a little underwhelmed personally. But I'm not going to buy one personally. That's yep.
Well, if you want to buy one, you you
piece of
could
cake.
You could go to StockX, which is kind of like a eBay. It's a new kind of like bidding platform, and you can be one of the amazing people who get to have one of the first Nothing phones via StockX. Where's all the details for this? So the first chance to get the phone won, limited of the first 100 units, laser engraved from 1 to 100. And so you can bid on StockX on what they're calling DropX. And currently right now, the last one sold for $2,600, and the current bidding is over $3,000 to get one of the first 100, which is just insane.
And they have a, please note, this is a new DropX exclusive release. Please allow up to 35 business days for delivery. So know that if you bid on this and pay $3,000, apparently someone's going to do that, you're still going to be waiting 35 business days, not just 35 days. So, it's going to be a couple of months before you get this sucker, apparently, according to their disclaimer. So
this just fits in with everything else, isn't it? And I honestly, I cannot wait for Flo to talk about her feelings about this phone. But this just feels exactly, I mean, this is not necessary. Like I've actually, okay, so confession, I've actually bought a pair of Nikes off of StockX before because they were a limited run. They were like my colors. They were like purple and pink. So I had to get them. Nice. And I kind of, like that kind of market where, the limited qualities of very specific things for limited time only. I get it. Like I get why you want to go on StockX to buy this. You need to be so freaking hype to go on StockX to buy this phone. Like,
and pay $3,000 for it.
And pay $3,000 for it. I know that you get the engraving. I know that, again, if you're really hyped for this phone and you really just want that, I cannot judge you. I bought things off StockX before. This is just so interesting to me because, like, presumably they'll have just regular retail sales. So, I mean, this is, again, just you're buying the hype, you're buying that little bit of exclusivity, and maybe this will be gangbusters and they'll sell like all these 100 phones and I'm going to eat my lunch or whatever.
I'm curious. Yeah. How many of these are you actually going to sell at $3,000 a pop? There are some people out there who would be passionate enough to do that. But, and you know what? It's entirely possible that 10 years from now, the iPhone is no more. And this Nothing phone is, and these are super valuable because Nothing phone. I can't even finish that with a straight face.
All restaurants are now Taco Bell. All phones are now Nothing.
But here's all phones are Nothing. Nice. But here's the thing about this is that like there's an entire like what baffles me is that there is subculture and communities that eat this stuff up, right? Like all the sneakerheads. Like I have a buddy who's like constantly bidding on these like rare sneakers and all this sort of stuff. Like this underbelly of collector fetishist, which I'm not judging. I'm just saying it just totally exists. I'm not choosing to spend my money, that way. Yeah. But others might, and if it makes them happy, cool. Like if you want to have one of the first 100 and you're putting a bet that's going to be worth something, if you're really into industrial design, and is this the net, like if Apple had done this with the first 100 iPhones, they would have sold for thousands of dollars, right? So, maybe this is viable, but to me, it's not the way I choose to spend my money. That said, I want to be absolutely clear as we're winding down on the Nothing parade. I Nothing, if you're listening or watching, I want this phone. Like I want to prove me wrong. Like I want to fall in love with the innovation of the back of those lights and show me that it's not a gimmick. Let's see what the rest of what the phone can do and see how things change. But I am still intrigued. I'm not turned off from it. I'm not, I'm not saying, oh, it's so dumb or whatever. I'm the guy who wanted the modular phones, right? Like
that's right.
Like, I want this sort of stuff. I do kind of like that it kind of looks like a hard drive with its lid
It really
off,
does.
you know?
That's exactly what it looks like.
That's-
It's like a hard
I kind of
drive.
do like that aspect of it. I'm not a big wireless charger. I don't use it. I'm not going to use those nothing earbuds. So putting it on it, knowing when it's lit up and charging or not. I do think that the light on the phone for camera use is clever and
it's usable.
So I'm still engaged. I'm still curiosity piqued. I want to hold it. I want to use it. I want to run it through its paces. But my whole thing with this is just the rollout 3 weeks out, leaning on how the lights are is just a bumpy marketing road. But it's Carl Pei. I mean, we know the bumpy road that OnePlus went on. So
marketing is his business. That's kind of what he leans into, and trying to market in a way that is different from others, and sometimes succeeding and sometimes not. I don't know that this is necessarily a failure, but I think it just really depends. Yeah, it's weird. It's different, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's also one of the things that makes Android great, is that phones like this do exist. There's a market of some sort. Who knows how big that market is for a phone that looks like it's been turned inside out and flashes a lot at you. Like someone, you can't get that on iPhone. So at least there's that. I will say, when I first saw the etchings, like the underneath stuff, we didn't have the full back panel to know that there was glass there. I was concerned that it was exposed and that there wasn't glass there and it would pick up pocket lint. So I'm happy that they've got they cover that up with some glass so that it'll be a little sleeker and nice. This is definitely a phone that I have to imagine benefits from seeing it in person as opposed to on a screen. That's my guess. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there is a lot of merit in saying, like, trying something different. Like, I don't want to, like, actually that's definitely clever, trying StockX. I would like to see, like, maybe, if anything, they should have taken this a little bit farther. Kind of like with the Lil Nas X shoes, and they had, like, the Satan shoes. They were, like, some, like, kind of underground modded shoes with, like, blood in them. I would actually have liked this StockX drop a lot more if it had been, like, a real special phone. Like, I don't know, like, it has, like, I don't know, like some kind of like
design, special artwork etched it. Like they got Banksy to do 100 limited edition etchings,
or one that said all about Android,
or they had a bird feather in there or something, or just something that tied into. I mean, like I'm all for like them trying to experiment and make it artful, make it interesting, and go for the design. If you're gonna put it on StockX for three grand, just do something real nuts with it, and I think that would be even more hypey. Like that would have gone with the StockX for me. So I feel like there's definitely a lot of hype, and I appreciate that, and I appreciate the hustle, and I appreciate the out of the box. I feel like, again, just like Ron said, it's a little bit like maybe they should have just done all this stuff at once, and we could have just gotten like 1.5 billion things to talk about.
All in one swoop. Or maybe this is all they have. Maybe a couple of weeks from now, they're like, "Yeah, you saw the blinky thing, and you see the light."
Didn't you see the lights on the back of the phone? Come on, yes. It's stock
okay. I don't think you understand. Here, hold on. Let me do the ringtone here. 1 second, okay? Pull up the.
Let me show you the battery indicator.
Yeah. See, it says it's only at 3/4 lit. That's pretty cool, right?